Here is the example of Fibonacci tool in an uptrend. We will head to the Fibonacci tool section. We'll click on this. We'll find the option of Fib Retracement Tool here. Click on this and your tool is selected now. Now, what you need to do when you see the price is consolidating for some time or going up or down and you see a spike, let's say our move started from right here. So this is the pivot low. Click on this and your second click will be at the last of the pivot, at the end, most top of the pivot. Click right here, and the price started moving up from this area and got rejected from this wick. Now, once this Fibonacci tool is placed, we wait for the price to come down to this area or this area or this area, which is 0.382, 0.50, 618. Once the price comes to this area, we expect that these areas will act as a support area in an uptrend and the price will come down on a pullback and it will get held on this area and we might move up. This is exactly what happened in this example. The price started moving from here to here. So we will draw our Fibonacci tool from pivot low to pivot high, and we will wait for the pullback. Once we see some bullish momentum in the market, we can take our trade. So the price is held on the 50 level. It respected the 50 fib level, and the price rate went up from right here. Here is another example of fib tool in bullish trend. Select your fib tool, click on the pivot low, and the second click will be on the pivot high. So we were heading down. We found a level of support somewhere around here. The price started moving up and we got a rejection. So this is our new pivot. This was our previous pivot. On this pivot, draw your frame from your pivot low to pivot high and wait for the pullback. Now as we know, we expect the price to pull back to these three areas and reverse from there. So let's say the price is coming down here. We didn't see a good bounce, but the next time price came down to 618, we held at this area and the price started moving up from right there. So what trader can do, trader can wait for the price reversal at some areas. Here you can use your candlestick analysis. Let's say the price is coming down. Once we see the price is at on 618, there is some bullish momentum. We can expect that the price may push back up right from here, and trader can take their entry on these levels by keeping their stop loss below the previous level. Let's say if I'm taking my entry on 50 level, you can place your stop loss below the 618 level. Here is an example of Fibonacci tool in bearish trend. Select your Fib tool. We started dropping from right here and we held at right here. So we'll draw our Fibonacci tool from top to bottom. In an uptrend, we draw the tool from bottom to top, from pivot low to pivot high. In downtrend, we draw our Fib tool from top to bottom, which is from pivot high to pivot low. Once you will place your Fibonacci tool from top to bottom, you will wait for the price to come at these areas, and we expect that these areas will act as level of resistance. In bullish trend, these areas act as level of support, but in bearish trend, these areas act as level of resistance, and we expect that the price will get rejected from here, and we may head down once again. The price came down here, we had a pullback. The 50 area, which is 0.5, acted as level of resistance. We held at that area and the price started moving down. That's why I said this is imaginary support and resistance levels, which we can't see without drawing this Fibonacci tool on our chart. Here is another example of Fib tool in downtrend. Select your Fib tool. We started dropping from right here. Click on this and your second click will be on the pivot low where the price held. Now this is our pivot high and this is our pivot low. Price dropped from this area to this area. Now there is a pullback and we wait for the price to get rejected from this area, or this area. Once we see the price is here, now we can see the price held at 0.5, which is level 50, and the price got rejected right from here and we went down. Now what trader do? Trader wait for the price to come back to the resistance areas and they open a trade where they see the rejection. Let's say if I'm taking the trade on 50 level, my short position, my stop loss will be above 618 level. Or if I'm taking my trade on 0.382, my stop loss will be above 0.50.